Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing for me to watch and see, you know, the small details and you know how difficult it really is. It really is just 1 point or just getting pushed off the mat and losing your balance for a split second can mean everything. You know, I watch it and I wonder, does anyone ever get pinned? Now, this may be a stupid question, David, so forgive me if it is, but does this ever happen? Does anyone actually get pinned in high-level competition? And if not, when does that stop? When do people just stop getting pinned because you just can't pin people?
Well, when you look at the men's side, for a male wrestler to get pinned at that level is so rare.
Right.
Because to catch somebody on their back, it's exactly what it is, to catch them. So somebody makes a mistake, and you're able to catch them on their back, they're usually in an awful position. Even at that point, to pin them is extremely hard. But on the other hand, with the women, it happened, like there was pins all day, both days, all day there was just pins going on. The final at 72 kilos, the Russian faced off against the Bulgarian, and the Bulgarian, multiple world medalist, Olympic medalist, got pinned in the final.
Wow.
Got pinned in the final by a Russian off of fireman. And, like, that there's a big difference. You know, like, for the men, that wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen.
Why is that?
It's just, it's women's wrestling is still developing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas men's wrestling is just at a different level.
Now, what does a women's wrestler like Martine Degrenier coming so close to an Olympic medal, but obviously a highly decorated athlete, does she go again for an Olympics in 4 years? Is that it for her Olympic career? What do you think she's going to do?
I don't think she's going to stick around for another 4 years. It's 4 years. On one hand, is very short, but on the other hand, when you're doing all that training and all that preparation, and it's a long time.
Yeah,
it's a long time. I don't think she will, but I can only, speak about my thoughts, and that's going to be her decision to make.
You think she would consider doing mixed martial arts?
No chance.
No chance, eh?
No chance.
Why not? What do you think it is, the difference between... I mean, you see a lot of wrestlers going into it, and then a lot of wrestlers deciding it's not for them. Is it? I mean, the program that they're in, the friends that get them into it. What do you think it is that makes a wrestler decide, you know what, I want to do that and compete in MMA?
I think for a lot of people, for some people maybe it's extra money.
Yeah.
Maybe some some fame, some notoriety, a second chance. There's so many reasons why somebody would want to do it, and so many reasons why somebody wouldn't want to do it. But I think the transition oftentimes is easier, and maybe a lot of these judokas and wrestlers that end up going there, maybe they didn't go to school and they don't have another option. So
yeah.
It would seem like an easy transition to continue in a different sport and see if they can make their way in there.
David, can you please explain to me why there are 2 bronze medals? Because it's rather confusing.
Well, the way the bracket system is set up, and they do the same thing in judo, is you have a draw. You pick a number, and you're placed on a bracket. So right where the semis meet, you have 2 semifinalists. The bracket is cut in half. So the 2 winners of the semifinals go to the finals, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So because it's broken in half, in order to save time, because the sport, they really condensed it. It used to go on all day. Now the tournament goes from 1 in the afternoon till about 6 at night. So extremely short right now compared to what it was before. Before you would start at 8 or 9 in the morning and go to something like 8 or 9 o'clock at night with all the repechage matches and everything and wrestling for the bronze medal. So now what ends up happening is if I lose to the guy who makes it to the final, I have to wrestle all the guys that he beat in order to get a bronze. So same thing goes on the other side of the bracket. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
So there's 2 bronze medals.
So you wind up wrestling more times to win the bronze than you would to win the gold or silver, right?
Not necessarily, because let's say I make it to the semifinals with you, Dave.
Yeah.
And you beat me.
Wow.
Okay, so you win. you go to the finals. Now, I've already made it to the semifinals. That means everybody that has wrestled you those rounds before, they wrestle off each other, and I wait to wrestle the winner of that for the bronze medal.
Oh, I see.
So if you make it to the semifinals, you are for sure wrestling for a medal. You're either wrestling for a bronze or you're going to the finals to wrestle for gold or silver. So you're probably only going to get 4 matches in one day. That's it.
Now, watching the Olympics today, seeing this guy Jordan Burroughs win a gold medal for the United States, this guy's Twitter handle is All I See Is Gold. He seemed pretty cocky, but, I mean, the guy came in and got a gold medal. Did you watch his performance, and what do you think about this guy?
I was freaking out. I was not impressed with him last year because I thought, okay, here's a guy who came out, surprised everybody, because all he does is double leg and low single.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched all his matches today, freaking out, totally impressed. The guy blew me away. Because here's the thing. So you have a guy who does these just 2 techniques, and he's beating the top wrestlers in the world. So fine, he can do that once, but he comes out a second time and does it again to the same wrestlers. That's how you know he is a top athlete. Because everybody knew that's what he does. Everybody knows he has a blast double and a low single, and he was still able to do it. He went and he beat the Russian. He beat the Canadian, who was pretty good. I couldn't believe it. And in the finals, he really took that Iranian apart. It was beautiful to watch.
It was pretty crazy. I mean, he seems like he was just head and shoulders above everybody else. It was pretty crazy to watch.
Oh yeah, just so explosive and just so quick and agile. He had his strategy, and he went in there and he did it. You know, a lot of the top wrestlers in the world only have 1 or 2 techniques, but they do those extremely well.
It's like, it's like a special move. It's like real, it's the specialty move there for Jordan Burroughs, looking amazing today. How about a Canadian going tomorrow, competing in the 120-kilo class? Arjan Bhullar, how much do you know about this guy, and what are his chances for a medal?
Oh, I know him. I've wrestled him a few times in competition, and he's been wrestling for a while now and has experience. He's in a really tough weight class, and like anything can happen. So it's tough to say. It's really tough to say.
Right.
He's a very defensive wrestler. Doesn't really engage in much. A lot of pushing and shoving, but again, depending on his draw, he could end up wrestling a few good matches.